Plant-based to feel great. My name is Tom Bakken, and today I'm going to show you how to make Wonder Waffles. Why do you think they're called Wonder Waffles? Well, they're gluten-free, they're sugar-free, they're grain-free, and they are yeast-free. All right? That sounds, you might say to yourself, well, do they have any flavor? I will tell you right now, they are rich with deliciousness. And why did we create a Wonder Waffle? As you know, Tracy and I put together the book, Clean Green Eating. And we did that because we wanted to have food that was good for us. And one of the things that both of us discovered was that we have a problem with wheat. I especially do. And that's a real problem for me because I love breads. I used to be a baker, a home baker anyway, not a professional one. And I made every kind of bread imaginable. And the problem was I was kind of allergic to wheat. I didn't even know it. And so when we got together and we wanted to do something that was better than a bread, which we could make into toast in the morning, we started thinking, what can we do that's a better than choice than that, that's better for us? And right away we thought, well, let's do something without wheat. So it'd be grain-free. So we started playing around with different flours, and Tracy and I decided to have a waffle-off, a little competition. And it turns out she won. She created a waffle that has just 5 simple ingredients. It has almond flour, flaxseed, chia seed, arrowroot, and a little bit of salt. Also has water, but we're not going to count that as a big time ingredient. All right, so there it is. There's the Wonder Waffle. Simple ingredients, good for you ingredients. Flaxseed, great. It's a great source of fiber. And so is chia seed. Almond flour, again, is not a grain, so it's awesome, coming from nuts. And arrowroot is from a root, and it just helps as a binder. So as we're going through this, the idea behind this was, why did we want to create a waffle? Because in the morning we were missing toast. And here are 2 people that are no longer eating bread products. And if you don't have bread products, you don't have toast. So we wanted something that was crisp on the outside and soft on the inside, just like toast. So that was our goal. We're going to create a waffle that tastes sort of like toast, would serve as that. We just want to have that toast experience. So we're going to create that here. All of this can be found on our website. The actual ingredient amounts can be found on our website, cleangreeneating.org. So you will find it there under Wonder Waffles. As I'm talking, I'm going to remember right now to plug in my waffle, preheat it. This just happens to be an Oster waffle maker, and it is kind of a Belgian waffle type thing. Different waffle makers will require different times. So if I'll tell you the general time set up for this one, but they all do vary. I'm also going to set it over to the maximum temperature because I want it to really crisp the outside of this waffle as I'm going. So that's my mixing it together activity. The other thing that I've done is I have a water kettle over here, an electric water kettle, and I've taken some filtered water and I brought it to boil, and I'm just letting it cool a little bit, but it's pretty darn hot yet. All right, so I've got my ingredients. I've got my almond flour. I'm going to put this into a bowl. I'm going to put my flaxseed. I'm going to put my chia seed. I'm going to put my arrowroot. Just think of all this. Look at all the grapes, just the chia seed and the flaxseed alone. Fiber. There's so many things that Tracy and I read as we're putting together the book Clean Green Eating that said if people would just get more natural fiber into their body, a lot of health issues would be helped a lot. So I've got all my ingredients, and I could just leave it like that and then just drop the water in there. But anytime you have dry ingredients, it's a good idea to mix them up before you add any water. You want to get it so that you don't have like one whole big chunk of chia seed in a part of the waffle and then none in the other part. So if you mix it while it's dry, like with a fork, just a simple fork, that kind of takes care of that. Another thing I want to tell you is, instead of having to measure everything out, because you might think to yourself, well, I don't want to go through all this effort in the morning to make a waffle. That sounds like a lot of work. So here's an alternative for you. What you can do is make the mix, pre-mix it, make a pre-mix in advance, and then put it in a storage container. So you use the same ingredient ratios and just start putting it into a container and then mix it all up. What I do is I put it into a stainless bowl, mix it all dry by hand with the whisk, and then I drop it into this container. Then in the morning, all I have to do is take out 3 scoops of this, put it in a bowl, and then 2 quarter cups of really warm, almost hot water, put that in, mix it up, and I've got my waffle. No measuring required outside of the 3 scoops of mix and then the 2 things of hot water and then mix it up. So isn't that convenient? So you can do that all in advance. I have about a week to 2 weeks worth of premix made. And when it starts to get low, I just make some new stuff. I just see the green lights come on the waffle maker, so I'm going to get right to it. Again, I've mixed up my dry ingredients here, which is wonderful. I'm going to reach over, grab the kettle, and get 2 quarter cups of this warm, really actually hot water, and put it in here. Mix it up. There we go. Put that in. Put this back so it's not in my way. And give it a good stir. Now you can use a whisk with this if you'd like. That's just fine. I find a fork is quite simple. I just want to be able to get all those ingredients wet. And you might say to yourself, well, why the hot water? Why not just regular water? And I'm going to tell you why that happens. What you want to do is you want to activate the flaxseed and the chia seed. And Tracy and I have found that if you add warm to really warm water to flaxseed and chia seed, it starts to give you kind of an effect of using eggs in the mix. And think about this. This is a waffle with no eggs. It creates kind of a gelatinous feel for it. But that's like as if you put in eggs or eggs white, which is awesome. I'm gonna grab one more thing here. I just need a spatula for this. And that's as simple as this. You put your ingredients in, put the water in, you're ready to go, have this preheated. Here's my favorite sound in the morning. So either I will make this or Tracy will make this. And by the way, we're making 1 waffle. You're going to find out that this ingredient list that we've given you in the amounts will create 1 large waffle in your waffle maker. And this thing's hot. So I hope you can hear that. It's like a little sizzle there with the wet ingredients touching that waffle iron. And I'm going to spread it out. And you'll notice that gelatinous effect of the chia seed and the flaxseed is making this a little different than any normal waffle mix. You know, sometimes with a waffle mix, it'll be really runny. You'll just pour it in. But this has got a little body to it. You can move it around, which I usually do, and then shut the lid. And on this one, I'm going to set a timer for 11 minutes. Now, again, it depends on what type of waffle maker you have. You're going to have to experiment with the time. So I just set that. And it's going to be 11 minutes on high, and it will be done. Now, what we need the magic of television here. So I'm going to invoke the magic of television and show you a completed waffle. And here's what it's going to look like. It's beautiful. It's like golden brown. It's crisp on the outside, nice and chewy on the inside, just like toast. I'm going to tell you right now, because it has the flaxseed, the chia seed, the arrowroot, and the almond flour, it's got more body than a normal waffle. So when you eat this, to tell you the truth, in the morning, I will have half of a whole one and Tracy will have half. All that protein in there from the almond flour really makes it a satisfying toast alternative. And again, put avocado on it. She'll kind of mash up some avocados and put it on her half or a hummus. Or actually now she's experimenting with a seed spread, a 3-seed spread that she puts in a blender and makes in the morning. I use a mixed nut butter that we get from Costco, or I use peanut butter. I like that extra stuff on there, that extra protein from a nut butter. And I put in then I also will grind up some raspberries, strawberries, blueberries with a blender and have a fresh fruit spread, and which is lovely. So that's my half, that's her half, and that's our toast in the morning. So what I've showed you this morning is how to make a Wonder Waffle, a grain-free, sugar-free, gluten-free, yeast-free bread alternative that really makes a great toast alternative in the morning. I don't exaggerate when I say we have this every day. It's a pleasure for me to share these recipes with you. It's a pleasure for Tracaya and me to create these recipes. We really do it with love, and we do it with the desire to not only feel better ourselves, but help others feel better as well. Thank you for joining us here on Clean Green Eating, plant-based to feel great. Have a great day.